Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nayaswami Padma, and I'm here today to bring you the noontime inspiration from the original teachings of Paramahansa Yogananda. I'm reading out of Swami Kriyananda's autobiography, The New Path. And this particular reading and the next few readings actually involve Yogananda's first disciple, Dr. Lewis, and his wife were on a little outing with Yogananda, a vacation that involved some overnights. I believe it was to San Francisco. And so this little excerpt is in relation to that. That night, the master and the Lewises had adjoining hotel rooms. The master kept the door open between us, the doctor said. I knew he didn't really want us to sleep that night. He himself never sleeps, you know. Not at least the way you and I do. He's always in superconsciousness. And he wants to break us of that habit too, of too much dependence on subconsciousness. Counterfeit Samadhi, he calls it. Well, most of us rely on that counterfeit Samadhi, but it brings up a very interesting point, which is that when we meditate, I have found in periods of time where I have a seclusion and I can set aside all of my time to meditation. In those periods, I find that I'm not needing much sleep. I don't think about sleep. I don't necessarily feel to sleep, and it's not a kind of insomnia that many people have. It feels more like I'm fully recharged on the inside. Have no need for too much going into that subconscious state as was just described. And so the more we meditate, the more we truly rest at our core, at our center. We don't think of it that way. We don't think, well, now I'm going to meditate and therefore I'm going to rest. It's not that kind of thing. It's not 1 + 1 = 2 and mental, always thinking about it. It just is that it happens that way, that when we meditate deeply, and by that I mean not necessarily a meditation where our thoughts roam in a billion different directions constantly. Of course, all of us have our thoughts roam in a billion different directions. But when we make the effort, then they are not necessarily roaming constantly. We find that we have some moments that become glued together with other moments where our thoughts and our hearts, our feelings become actually still. And with enough effort, going deeply into those moments, however brief they might be, we become fully rested. And so we find that we need counterfeit samadhi, as Yogananda called it, not as much. We do need it and we do sleep, but we find that we simply don't need it as much. And we have a lot more energy because we've actually been fully rested in our soul nature. So joy to you, and we'll see you again on Thursday. Blessings.